Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you have all been having such a wonderful week. I'm popping in again for another free training. This is part of my weekly live trainings that I do for you all in this group to address all your juicy gut health questions and support that I can. So I usually do these Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I had another obligation last night, so we're popping in and we're doing a little Thursday free training. So I'm so excited for you guys who are joining me here live. If you guys have any questions throughout this training, please go ahead and just pop them into the comments. I will be answering all of those, and this is a pretty casual thing. So any questions you have are great questions, and I'm happy to support you in them. So let me just make sure this video is working. I think we're good. I think we're going live. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. Okay. All right, guys. Let's dive in. So today's training is on functional medicine. So I am a registered dietitian. For all those of you who don't know me, my name is Jillian. I am a registered dietitian. I specialize in gut health and I see clients privately one-on-one. I do functional medicine lab testing. I run a group program. And what that means when I say functional medicine is I practice using a functional medicine lens, which means I am always aiming to get to the root cause of my clients' imbalances and their symptoms. So I get a lot of questions about what is functional medicine? How is it different than conventional medicine? Conventional medicine is like if you go to your primary care physician. How are those two different? So I'm going to be talking about that today. Let's go ahead and dive in. So what is the difference between the functional medicine approach and the conventional medicine approach to addressing your gut health? I think this is such a great question that I get a lot, so I really wanted to talk about it today and have it part of the free training. So before we dive in, guys, I really want to make something super clear. I do not have anything against conventional medicine. There is absolutely 100% a time and a place. Things like antibiotics, there is a time and a place always for these types of practices. And what conventional medicine does really, really great is with acute trauma, infections, illnesses. If I break my leg while I'm out snowboarding, I'm not going to go to my functional medicine practitioner. I'm going to urgent care. I'm going to that conventional medicine setting. But where conventional medicine may not quite hit the mark is in more chronic, ongoing issues and conditions, or when you're looking at things through more of a preventative lens. So conventional medicine is really good at looking at an issue and saying, oh, we have a pill for that. Or if I broke my leg, oh, we have a cast for that. But it's not always as great at asking, why do you have this issue or diagnosis? Or assessing your symptoms as they are happening before it gets to a diagnosed condition. That's the preventable piece. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. I had a client yesterday, one of my private one-on-one clients, and if you follow me on Instagram, you heard me telling the story on my stories. And this client came into our virtual session yesterday, and she was reporting that she's just been feeling low energy, just kind of like blah. She's been feeling off. She's really lacking motivation to do the things that she really wants to do, and that was really weighing on her. She couldn't figure out why she just couldn't get motivated. She was brain fogged, and she just overall had poor mood. So her and I meet once per month, and between our sessions, she had a checkup with her PCP, her primary care physician. And she shared these feelings with him, these symptoms, and he recommended that she start an antidepressant. That freaked her out. And again, guys, I want to make this abundantly clear. There is nothing wrong with antidepressants or any other medically prescribed medication. Like I said earlier, I have absolutely nothing against them. I have many clients on various medications which have dramatically changed their lives for the better. So I want to be absolutely clear. There is a time and a place, and it is okay to be on medications, 100%. However, this was this individual client's experience, and she, total personal decision, did not want to go on antidepressants. She had shared this experience with me during our session, and we had just gotten her stool and nutrient test results back. These are part of that functional lab testing that I do with my clients. I did a comprehensive stool test on her and a nutrient test, and we had just gotten the results back during this session so we could go over them. What we found in her stool test was not one, but 2 parasites living in her gut. 2 parasites taking up real estate in her gut. One of those was a nasty parasite called Giardia. Now, Giardia is very pathogenic, and it causes a lot of disruptions to cognition, inflammation to the small intestine, which then affects nutrient absorption. If you're not able to absorb nutrients, you're not giving your body and your brain the fuel that it needs to thrive. And this can lead to nutrient deficiencies, which we confirmed in her nutrient test. She had many nutrient deficiencies, but those nutrient deficiencies, the root cause of them was this nasty parasite that she had going on. That was, yes, causing nutrient deficiencies, but also disruptions to her cognition, brain fog, increases in anxiety, feelings of depression. And here's the thing, guys, a little bit of background on gut health. A healthy gut is responsible for producing our happy neurotransmitters, things like serotonin, dopamine, GABA. These play a huge role in regulating our mood. Her gut was not healthy. She had 2 parasites in there, not healthy. The other thing that we found on her stool test was a very significant reaction to gluten. And guys, her number was very, very high. When you're having a high sensitivity to gluten, this is a very inflammatory environment. This affects the brain. This is going to affect your mood, your ability to concentrate, your energy, your motivation to get up and do the things that you want to do. So she was wildly deficient in different vitamins and minerals. This was facilitate that energy production, and she was deficient in them. Of course, she wasn't going to be making the energy as efficiently as she could be. And these nasty parasites were quite literally sucking the energy from her. So that's a little bit of an example of that the doctor was, in a way, prescribing a pill for an ill without doing some more investigating deeper into what's going on. I have a very personal story with my own gut health. I struggled a long time with constipation. That was like one of my biggest symptoms was constipation. And when I went to the doctor, they were doing all the tests. I was prescribed Linzess. Now, Linzess is a pretty common medication that maybe if you have had a similar experience, maybe you were told to take Linzess. For me, I hated it. It did not sit well with me. It made matters a lot worse. And it didn't really make sense to me as to why I was given Linzess to act as if it was a Band-Aid to cover up my constipation. I was much more interested in figuring out what's going on in my gut, what kind of imbalances are in there that's causing me to not have regular bowel movements. So those are just some examples for you guys. And you may be noticing a bit of a theme with conventional medicine. That saying I said, a pill for every ill. That's kind of a saying that's out there. Maybe you've heard it before. An example could be something like, oh, something is wrong. We have a pill for that. Oh, what symptom do you have? No problem. This will cover it right up. Linzess, right? So we don't want to cover these things up, guys. That's the biggest thing here. Symptoms are our body's way of telling us that something is going on, something is not right. There is an issue that we need to address. There is a root cause. So the questions that functional medicine asks are things like, why is this symptom happening? What is going on, and how can we address that to make the symptoms go away? What is the body trying to tell us? So that makes sense to you guys? I have a mentor named Erin Holt, and she makes an analogy of having a tack in the heel of your foot. Like, ow, you have a tack, you stepped on a tack, and it's lodged up into the heel of your foot. You can do a lot for the pain, right? You can take some Tylenol, maybe rub some essential oils on there, maybe some CBD lotion, and this might help the pain, but the problem is not going to go away until you take the tack out of your heel. And that's what functional medicine does. It looks for the tacks to make the problems go away. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to quickly check the comments, make sure we're all good. It looks like we are. If you guys have any questions, I see some of you guys are joining me live. Please don't hesitate to pop them into the comments. All right, let's talk a little bit about the preventative piece that I had mentioned earlier. So an example is when we're looking at lab values, like blood lab values. So you go and you get some blood work done at your doctor and you're told, yep, all is in range, you're good to go. The conventional model usually doesn't do anything until your lab values are out of range. The issue with this is that's like saying, okay, you're healthy, you're healthy, you're healthy, then boom, disease, you're sick, right? Functional medicine aims to prevent, to address issues before they're a full-blown disease state. Because I'm going to tell you guys, it's a lot easier to address issues the earlier on versus waiting until you're so deep into the web and all entangled. It's a lot harder to feel really good sometimes. So how I practice in functional medicine is aiming to discover the root cause to your symptoms through personalization and testing. That's what I'm all about over here, is personalization and testing to figure out the root cause. But we really have to start at the foundations. One of those is food. As you guys know, I'm a registered dietitian, so I'm super passionate about nutrition and food. Are you eating the foods that your health needs to thrive? Are you eating in a way that fuels your microbiome and stabilizes your gut health? Are you eating to support your immune system? Are you eating in a way to support energy production so that you can feel really good and energized throughout your day? Are you eating in a way that stimulates optimal digestive function so you can break down your food well and absorb those great nutrients? This is where we have to start. These are the foundational pieces that we have to start in here. And that's why in my private one-on-one work, we start by addressing where you guys are right now. So what is your understanding of nutrition and gut health? We're all in different places in our gut health journey. Maybe you know a lot, maybe you don't know anything. So what I do with my private clients is we assess for this. This is what we're screening for. And I meet you where you are at right now so that we can ensure you're starting on the right path, that you're getting those foundations dialed in. Then we really start peeling back the onion, getting into deeper personalization and that lab testing. We kind of do a similar thing in our group program, but I do an entire gut health course for those in the group program so that we can all be on the same page of those gut health fundamentals. It teaches you the foundations, because to have these before we do anything else is super, super, super important. So maybe you guys have been to the doctor. This is like me, so I can really speak to this. Maybe you've been to the doctor, they've run all the tests. They've done the blood work, the colonoscopies, the endoscopies, the ultrasounds, you name it. They've done everything and nothing came up. And all looks quote unquote normal. So they tell you that they've exhausted their options for you, so you're just going to have to live with this experience, with your symptoms. Manage your symptoms. That's what they told me when I was really struggling with my gut health and I was going to doctor after doctor. I was just told to manage your symptoms. Like, what? That is so crazy to me. And now looking back at that, I'm just like, that is insane that they would just say, live with your symptoms, manage them, good luck, buddy. So if my older self, when I was struggling with those debilitating gut issues, gas and bloating so painful that I would have to go and lay down on the floor in a restaurant bathroom to massage the pain. That was me in college, not a fun time. If this old version came to me now, I would not tell her to manage your symptoms. I would want to dig deeper, dive into lab testing, figure out what's going on in the digestive tract. What are the imbalances? What is not going right? That's the functional medicine approach. So guys, if you're interested in this functional approach model, or you've been dealing with some ongoing health issues and you haven't received the answers or the solutions that you want through conventional medicine, I do have a few spots open for private one-on-one work. If you just feel like garbage and you are ready for some solutions, I do have a few openings next week for discovery calls. So I will put the link in here. It's a totally free complimentary call. I like to call them strategy calls so that we can really talk, you and I one-on-one, and strategize the next step for you. What is the next best plan of action for you where you're at? And I really would love to help you guys feel better, because if you're struggling with gut health or any other health issues, I have been there, I hear you, and I would love to support you in whatever way is helpful. So I will put the link to complete a short little strategy call form so I can learn more about you, and then you can schedule a call to hop on the phone with me next week in the available time slots. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to check the comments one more time. If you guys have any last minute questions, go ahead, throw them into the comments. I hope this was helpful, gave you guys a little bit of a better understanding of the difference between the functional medicine, conventional medicine, and know that there is a time and a place for both in your health journey. So it was amazing to chat with you guys on this lovely Thursday. As always, if you guys have any questions or if you have a request for a topic for me to cover in next week's training, be sure to put them into this group, tag me so I can see it, and I will see you guys next week for another training. Bye, guys.